Hello guys, welcome back to Chris Poly channel. This video I want to share about info for any Per-Abyss game IP during Q&A on Per-Abyss shareholder meeting that occur at 27 March 2025. Okay, to enjoy watch my video, make sure you turn on this video subtitle, and also you can use timestamp that I already provide to go to target topic that you want. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notification to get any update and guide on Black Desert World. Okay, let's start this video content using any feature that I provide. Okay, all this information I just got it from Korean website, and if I translate this website, this is mentioning about summary for Per-Abyss 16 shareholder meeting for their Q&A parts. And this Per-Abyss 16 shareholder meeting already occur on 27 March 2025. And on this shareholder meeting, especially on Q&A section, many interesting question and answer related with any Per-Abyss games, either Black Desert Online, Crimson Desert, and Dokkaevi. But take notice because this summary is raw translation from Korean language, so many text that I show you on this summary might be weird, but I will explain what the meaning for question and answer from this Q&A. Okay, first part for this Q&A related about Crimson Desert game. And first question, this is asking about support for Crimson Desert to Nintendo Switch 2 that schedule will release. And person who asking this question also mentioning if this Nintendo Switch 2 claim will be more powerful than PlayStation 4. So this person asking if this Crimson Desert also will support with Switch 2. And answer from Per-Abyss, in case of Nintendo Switch, because any Per-Abyss game is online game, so they decide to not proceed because we judge that it would be difficult to play smoothly. And as previously announced, Crimson Desert is preparing to support to all platforms, including Mac, and Switch 2 has not been released, so the development department is not developing it, but they will respond as soon as it releases. And Per-Abyss will wait and see. I think this is mentioning about hardware performance for Switch 2, and they will review and respond accordingly with their Black Space engine to make sure their games can run on Nintendo Switch and other devices as continue expand without additional development. So by this answer, I think Per-Abyss still not decide to release Crimson Desert on Nintendo Switch platform, especially on Nintendo Switch 2 that will release near future, because during development for Crimson Desert, Switch 2 not released yet, so they cannot develop it on this type console. And the second question, still related with Crimson Desert, this is about Take-Two is confirming releasing GTA 6 at this fall 2025. But if Crimson Desert is released in Q4, one that will overlap if GTA 6 goes ahead with a fall release. I wonder if they will keep Crimson Desert release date. So this question is mentioning about overlapping release date between Crimson Desert that Per-Abyss already mentioned will release at Q4 2025 and comparing with GTA 6 that also will release at fall season 2025. And the answer for this question, as of now, we are working hard to release it on the promised release date. However, since we cannot specify the release date of the competing product, we will watch the situation and consider the situation if there is a situation where the market is very concerned and the nuance of the possibility of release delay. Currently, we have firm belief internally that it should be released in the fourth quarter, and we are concentrating on completing it and perfecting it so that can be released. So by this answer, Per-Abyss just mentioning if they cannot specify the release date for GTA 6 as competing product, but Per-Abyss will watch the situation and consider the situation in future. And currently they still focus to completing and perfecting for preparing release date for Crimson Desert. And the third question still related with release date compared with GTA 6. You mentioned earlier that it could be delayed again depending on the impact of GTA 6. Are you saying that the release date can be brought forward but could be delayed? And the answer for this question, I'm sorry, but I'm very cautious about considering the possibility of delaying it, and I feel sorry that I could keep my promise to finish it last year. So they mentioning about delay last year for Crimson Desert. Well, it is important to release it to the market, I think that improving the quality is more important than releasing it. I know there are many complaints and concerns about the area where we are unable to communicate. As market conditions change, our target goal keep changing, so we haven't been able to actively communicate about those issues. And at the end of last year, we decided that we would be able to complete this work and implement a system that would achieve the level of completion that we wanted. So we set the date for the end of this year. We will do our best to release it. So by this answer, Prebis just say sorry for delaying Crimson Desert last year because they target to improve the quality of Crimson Desert more important than releasing it early. And then about release date for Crimson Desert or the final, that they target it to release at Q4 2025. So maybe they didn't have planned to delay it anymore. And then the fourth question related with Crimson Desert, this is mentioning about revenue structure. Prebis has a lot of experience in online games, but in case of Crimson Desert, implementing an open world seems to take a lot of time and money. Do you have any plan to reorganize the revenue structure for online games or something like that, even if Crimson Desert is released on console in future? And the answer for this question, I have said this many times in performance announcement and investor relations. But on the other hand, as you know from Black Desert, high-spec, high-quality multi-online games require improvement in hardware specification. That's not just about the server level, but also in client environment. That's why the timing, whatever we can expand this online or not commercially, is not the issue. And I can tell you that we will do it naturally when the environment is ready. Perhaps as other games, when it become online, there are definitely parts where you have to give up some of the quality of the single games. We are looking for the solution for those parts, but we are also developing the Crimson Desert IP with the possibility of that in mind. So please understand that we are developing it to expand it into the game that can be enjoyed together and online. So by this answer, Prebis just mentioning about continuous support for their IP with online feature, even Crimson Desert not MMO like Black Desert, but to play Crimson Desert in future need online feature to maintain not only on server level but also on client environment. Okay, the fifth question, this is mentioning about upscaling technology, about collaboration with AMD is going well, but since the main product is NVIDIA, I wonder if support for things like the DLSS is going well. So person who asking about this question is mentioning about many people using NVIDIA and asking about support for DLSS for Crimson Desert. And answer for this question, marketing wise, we are working a lot with AMD, and you might have seen that at new graphic card show last time. Technically, they are working very closely with NVIDIA on technical aspect as they are including not only FSR but also NVIDIA DLSS and even Apple version. And about Apple version for this upscaling technology, this is mentioning about Metal FX upscaling technology from Apple. And the basic technology of the engine itself is preparing to provide the best quality to all platforms. And whatever the latest technology comes out, there are almost always the first to let us know, telling us, why don't you try this? So by this answer, Prebis just mentioning, this Crimson Desert not only support with FSR from AMD, but also will be supporting for NVIDIA DLSS. And also because this Crimson Desert will be available on Mac platform, they also will support with Apple upscaling technology, that Apple using technology called Metal FX upscaling that can be activated if you play Crimson Desert on any Mac OS device. And for the rest question on this Q&A section related with Crimson Desert, this is related with marketing process, but I think I will skip this discussion. And if you interest to read detail about this Q&A related with marketing of Crimson Desert, you can check this article link on this video description. Okay, the next Q&A part is about Black Desert. And first question from this Q&A is asking about Black Desert engine is outdated and has a lot of bugs. it seems like it need to be replaced with Black Space Engine. So on this first question, this is mentioning about upgrading Black Desert Engine with newest engine from Pre-Abyss is Black Space Engine. That Pre-Abyss use this Black Space Engine to develop any new IP like Crimson Desert and Dokkaevi. And the answer for this question, I don't know the exact development, but while developing the Crimson Desert and Black Space Engine, we are modernizing Black Desert by transplanting the cutscene and asset we had there to Black Desert. However, it is impossible to completely transplant Black Desert to the Black Space Engine. So I think this is bad news, because Pre-Abyss already mentioning if this is impossible to completely transplant Black Desert to Black Space Engine, so I think there are no plan to upgrading Black Desert Online with the newest engine that Pre-Abyss have. But if you want to know more detail about this Black Space Engine, this is new game engine that Pre-Abyss already developed for Crimson Desert, Dokkaevi, and any upcoming games that Pre-Abyss will release in future. You can check my previous video about Black Space Engine Showcase when Pre-Abyss show us on Crimson Desert game. But if you want to know more detail about Black Space Engine, long time ago I already explained it on this video about Black Space Engine, Pre-Abyss new game engine that they announced it long time ago. That you can find all this video link on this video description. And then the second question related with Black Desert Online. This is asking about development for any outfit on Black Desert. There are very bad opinion among Black Desert user about costume. What is internal opinion of the Black Desert costume team? And the answer for this question, I'm hearing a lot of different opinion. We are diversifying our lineup by selling modern clothing, swimsuit that user have requests, and more. It has been well received by many adventurers, and as the owner said, we plan to create more diverse costume that user will like. To elaborate a bit more of the costume, when it first launched, there were 4 classes. Now there are 30 classes. Most users are looking forward for the exclusive class costume they want. But when making costume, there is a process called fitting. In the past where there are 4 or 10, but now there are 30, so it costs more than you think to release one costume. There are many difficulty in making costume because we have to reflect the differences in taste of not only domestic but also global users. Although user review and internal review might differ, the Black Desert art team is putting a lot of thought and effort into creating costume that users will like. I will try to improve further. So by all this answer, Pre-Abyss just mentioning if making outfit for 30 class, it will cost a lot of effort for one outfit and consideration to make. They not only thinking about Korean market but also for global market, and they will improve design for Black Desert outfit in future. And then the third question related with Black Desert. This question mentioning about feminist finger controversy that already occurred last year. But I think I personally didn't want to discuss about this anymore. But if you want to know about this controversy that occurred last year on Black Desert, last year I already discussed when this controversy is occurred. And this is mentioning about hand gesture for side dance and also Black Spirit Claw. And more detail about this discussion, I already shared it long time ago on Black Desert Weekly News at 4th week November 2023 part 2 when I mentioning about side dance and Black Spirit Claw issue. So for more detailed information about this controversy that mentioning on this question, you can check on this video that I already put this video link on this video description. Okay, the next question is related with Dokkaevi. And first question related with Dokkaevi, if you could decide when release of the Dokkaevi video this year, whether it will be summer or winter, could you tell me? So from this first question, this is mentioning about schedule for upcoming Dokkaevi video that maybe will release this year, either this summer or this winter. And the answer for this question, the conclusion is that they cannot tell you the schedule. Many people are curious about the development process of Dokkaevi and when it will be released. We always want to show you something, but we don't know when to show you something. there is a lot of interest in the release date of Crimson Desert along with curiosity about Dokevi, so there are a lot of concern about when and how to show Dokevi. Since the marketing timing is limited, I can tell you that I do want to show you something. However, I would appreciate if you could understand that I am taking the schedule into consideration when the planning of Crimson Desert. So by this answer, Prebis still cannot decide when they will release Dokevi video for this year because they focusing on releasing Crimson Desert for this year. Maybe Prebis will give update for Dokevi after they releasing Crimson Desert in future. And the second question related with Dokevi, this day the trend is to release games as early access, but since Crimson Desert is AAA games, it's important to enjoy it from beginning to end, so I understand why they aren't releasing as early access. But I wonder if a game like Dokevi isn't that kind of game, so they considering releasing it as early access. So by this question, this person asking about will Dokevi become early access game in future? And answer for this question, Prebis just mentioning if Dokevi is bigger than Crimson Desert, and there are very long answer by Prebis, and summarize for this answer, Prebis still not decide if Dokevi will become early access game in future, so they still watch and learn with market trend in future, and they will use any strategy to make Dokevi release successful in future, either showing a lot of demo or etc. that they will consider it for Dokevi IP. And the third question for Dokevi, this is asking about roadmap of Dokevi. You said you were consider whatever or not to release it within the year, but can you reveal the roadmap of Dokevi? And answer for this question also very long, but summarize for this answer, Prebis still cannot reveal roadmap for Dokevi development right now. And Prebis also mentioning Dokevi should go through the same process like they do on Black Desert and Crimson Desert previously. So by this info, I think release time for Dokevi still long time in future. Even Prebis cannot mention any timeline for this Dokevi development right now. And they mentioning Prebis try out various possibility and optimizing, so they will communicate in the way that's suitable for the market. And there are still many other Q&A related with general inquiry, but I think this is not too a big deal because this is didn't mentioning about future update for any Prebis games. So any point that I want to highlight from this Q&A on Crimson Desert part, Prebis still didn't have plan to release Crimson Desert on Nintendo Switch 2 because Nintendo Switch 2 still not released, and Prebis cannot develop Crimson Desert on Nintendo Switch 2 because of lack of support from this future console. And then about release date for Crimson Desert that will overlap with GTA 6. This is also will become concern for Prebis because very huge hype for GTA 6. That also will impact with Crimson Desert release if Prebis release it on the wrong time. And then about upscaling technology support, the good news this Crimson Desert also will support with any upscaling technology, either FSR, DLSS, and Metal FX upscaling on Mac platform. And then any point that I want to highlight on Black Desert section, sadly looks like Prebis already give up to upgrade Black Desert engine using Black Space engine, so we cannot expect Black Desert Online will be upgraded its graphic using newest graphic engine from Prebis. And then related with future outfit of Black Desert, looks like Prebis will improve their outfit quality in future from this answer. And then about Dokevi, sadly from all this Q&A, I think there are no additional info that we got from this Q&A. But something that I want to highlight is about Prebis mentioning if Dokevi is bigger game than Crimson Desert. So I think this Dokevi will become the next big game like Black Desert Online that have MMORPG genre that Prebis will release in future. Okay, that's all summary discussion about any Prebis game IP during Q&A on Prebis shareholder meeting that occurred at 27 March 2025. And what do you think about all this information? Just share your thought on this video comment section. And special thanks to all my membership for direct support via Patreon, Karya Karsa, and YouTube membership. And also my current member, Dubiadut, Doki, Snot, Soren, Afrilka, Elfamilia, Zenkyun, Spacebar Jazz as Gold member. And also for all my silver and bronze member, thank you so much for all your direct support. This will make Chris Poly channel running and growing more faster. If you want to support me directly, I will very grateful. And as special thanks, I will put your name on my video depend on your support level. And be noticed at some level there are have some limit, so make sure you didn't get run out for this limited space. And I will put your name on every subsequent video that I release for the duration of your support. And if you want to join my membership to support me directly, you can go to any platform for Patreon, Karya Karsa, and YouTube membership. I already put link for this membership on this video description, or you can check on top right of this video. I already put card for Patreon link. Okay guys, that's all. Any update info for any Praebis game IP during Q&A on Praebis shareholder meeting that already occurred at 27 March 2025. Hope all this information can be useful for you. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe to my channel for another guide and update. Thank you for watching. See you next time.